Someday, you know what? Die haben Angst, dass wir uns getraut haben, hier reinzukommen. Sie haben Angst, dass wir den Dialog angefangen haben. Weil ihr einziges Kapital ist Angst. Damit versuchen die alle jungen Menschen hier, ihre Träume aufzupressen.
Euer Niedergang für immer. Und was wir hören werden, ist euer Wein, euer Gewimmer. Dies ist sowas wie eine letzte Warnung. Denn unser Rückschlag ist längst in Planung. Wir fahren dort ein, wo ihr auffallt. Gebieten eurer braunen Scheiß endlich auffallt. Denn was ihr sucht, ist das Ende. Und was wir reichen, sind geballte Fäuste und keine Hände. Euer Niedergang für immer. Und was wir hören werden, ist euer Wein und euer Gewimmer.
Brothers Keepers is a collective of Afro-German hip-hop, soul and reggae artists who came together in 2001 to raise their voices in response to the brutal murder of Alberto Adriano, who was killed by skinheads in the East German town of Dessau. After releasing our chart-topping song Adriano, The Final Warning, and the follow-up Sisters Keepers single, we embarked on a one-week tour of East German schools. The aim of our visit was to engage young fans and their peers in a personal debate on racism and xenophobia.
Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you and extend a warm welcome to a Head of Parliament, Mr. Wolfgang Thierse, and the hip-hop collective Brothers Keepers. Our aim is to do political education through critical texts, music and debates with young people. This tour will go through East Germany and visit small and medium-sized towns. That's where it is especially important, as these places are in danger of being flooded with right-wing extremism. I'm very happy that you're doing this, and I want to thank you for your commitment and wish you many listeners and good concerts.
We deal with racism and more with anti-Semitism. There are many people who use political situations in other regions of the world to really instrumentalize those crises, and that's what we fight against. I hope we will have a good tour together. Our foundation, Amadeo Antonio, was founded in 1990 after the first victim of a murderous attack. And you have called your project Alberto Adriano. I think we are related. We are like brothers and sisters.
Where was he born? What language does he speak? And where does he belong? Does he want to belong? That's really important. Can he not choose both worlds? Take the best from there and the best from the other culture as well. They always ask me where you're from. I say Neukölln and they immediately were repelled. And after 3 months, it was okay. But if we talk about what is in the newspapers, when a Turk is mentioned as so and who did this, they say you are okay. You are not like them.
Dann meinte ich zu ihm, ja, kennst du die anderen? Wenn du sie kennen würdest, vielleicht würdest du auch sagen, du bist ja nicht so.
Exactly at this place, they always harass me. I'm afraid to walk to the tram along the tower block. I'm afraid they'll harass me again, and they'll stare at me. Look, there's one, and I go to the other side of the street. And when they have their Nazi bitches with them, that's when they're really wild.
Ich hörte schon im Kindergarten, Weiße zu mir Neger sagen, die Klischees nicht hinterfragen, Brüder niederschlagen, fordern mehr als gleiche Rechte, wir wollen endlich Frieden haben, neue Ziele haben und nicht das Image von Dealern haben im Landtag. Diskutiert man über einen Antrag und währenddessen plant der nächste Nazi seinen Anschlag, die Chantal wird bedauert, doch man ist nicht dankbar. Warum steht schon wieder eine schwarze Familie am Grab? Das ist der Alltag.
I'm Samy Deluxe from Hamburg. Well, the tour was definitely an emotional roller coaster, almost schizophrenic in moments. There was constantly a fear throughout the whole time. Not fear for our lives, but of being surrounded by enemies. There were also good moments where I felt for the students it is really something special, that we go there and play there. And I almost felt like a teacher sometimes. Well, a little. But not to annoy them, but to show them we're making the first step. We are people like you. And the resonance was there. There were good moments, also terrible moments, where right-wing associations distributed flyers in villages against our concert and campaigned against us.
It's like this. You walk around, and if you're a foreigner, you really have big problems. There are also areas where a lot of foreigners live and they're not harassed, but they are invisible. You don't see them. All you see is what you read in the newspapers. It says in Marzahn there was another incident, and you think, Marzahn? Forget it. I'm not going to go there. Especially when we travel to the city center and we talk to people and they ask us where you're from, then I would say I'm from Mahlsdorf. My friend would say she's from Biesdorf, because I most definitely won't tell them the truth about where I'm from. And it doesn't do any good to hide and not go out because Nazis are there. But how are we supposed to do it? What can we do? We can't go there because we're afraid of being attacked. What is it you want us to do?
Everyone talks about resistance, but resistance has to be creative. When they have places where they are and meet, I mean, hey, you can't go there and be confrontational. You have to take those spaces back for yourselves. There is no place where I live in Cologne where the skins could be on the street, because we took 20 people and claimed those spaces as ours. It is important that you tell your parents that you are afraid. It can't be, let's forget the foreigners, or that it only concerns foreigners. I see you, and looking at you, I wouldn't say you are a foreigner, having trouble. The point is that you feel uncomfortable, and you have bad vibes there. That is what you have to communicate. It's the responsibility of your neighbors and friends to not let it get to the point where someone loses his life. Because who knows how far it can go.
Ein Mensch dann irgendwann sein Leben dort verliert oder so, weil wer weiß, wie es eskaliert. Executed in his crime, Adriano's crime, wrong place, wrong time. I can still hear the voice of language fading through the night. It was an unfair fight. 3 versus 1, God, they caught him by surprise. Xenophobia on the rise, victim get dehumanized. Procedure standardized as the lands Germanized. Things become numbers while death is trivialized.
It was also important for us to empower local activists, refugees and families who had either been victims of continued attacks or had been left to their own means to deal with the agony and trauma of the violence inflicted upon them. Our next stop was a small town in the south of East Germany that had made headlines because of a series of skinhead attacks. We had been invited by the local African European Association to speak to pupils at the secondary school.
Keep white
Aryan brotherhood against the alien Negroes from Brothers Keepers. They use the burning cross and the Ku Klux Klan horsemen. That's what I mean. It has a different feel. They are not passive.
We met with the mayor, who was keen to downplay the recent attacks on 2 Mozambican families.
By starting a dialogue, by talking with each other, so to speak, groups open up. There's the chance to go into public spaces and present. These are moments where you really feel these guys are not some idiots that get drunk at night and then something happens by accident. It is really an organized worldwide movement. There were Ku Klux Klan symbols. When you see this, and in this country where you were born, you need a police escort and security, that's quite tough. who will take part and not remain isolated, to belong. This is really important.
Das ist eigentlich das Wichtige, denke ich. Scheinbar, die wollen sterben. Das ist so ungefähr. Ja, der Kamera ist sehr offen.
The peer pressure does not allow young people to mobilize in this area. They get put down by others. We came here to show the teachers that the kids are excited when they see us, and it is important for them to see us.
Lehrern auch zeigen, so die Schüler flippen wirklich aus, wenn die uns sehen teilweise, und das merken dann die Lehrer auch alles klar, das ist denen wirklich wichtig anscheinend auch.
Ich rap für meinen Bruder, denn ich könnte auch das Opfer sein. Falscher Ort, falsche Zeit, da hilft dir auch nicht tapfer sein. Wie viel Blut muss fließen in innerdeutschen Krisen? Alter, schau, die letzten Jahre haben das mir zu oft bewiesen, dass die Menschen sich erheben, wenn die Leute nicht mehr leben. Doch dann ist das zu spät, ihr solltet öfters drüber reden. Also sag, wie ist das möglich? Mal ist es doch tödlich. Gerechtigkeit, denn nicht nur Adriano hat das nötig.
There's gangs. They're parasites, they're leeches. We think it's not a problem to state your opinion. I respect that you have your opinion. If someone says, okay, I do not like this, yeah, that's his opinion. I respect that. If you are alone, and it's 2 against 1, and you are harassed 2 against 1, then you have to jump him with your boots. If you don't have boots, you kick him with sneakers. It doesn't matter. If you are held by the fists, then what do? You want me to use my tongue? Listen, who wants to beat you up? I know enough guys, but aren't you the majority here? And what came from the students there? They have taken our jobs away from us. You can see the state isn't doing anything about it. I find it okay, they were coming out with their opinions. But to be honest, I'm a little speechless. I have to be honest. People, the issue here is not a joke. To kill other people because they are black, because they are smaller, because you are bigger and have bomber jackets and leather boots or whatever, it's not a solution. Everyone wants to live. Also the one who has the boots on, wants to have peace, wants to be with his family, and talk to those he really likes. Why can we not do this?
You know what?
You know what? They are afraid that we have the balls to come here. They are afraid because we've gotten a dialogue started. Because their own capital is fear. That's how they eat everyone's dreams. Nothing happened there, man. The mayor just shook his head, man. He was blown away, man. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. He was embarrassed, man. Embarrassed. He was in his last nerve, man.
Shit, Mann. Ich kann's einfach nicht glauben. Wie ist es Deutschland?
Shocked by what we had just experienced, we visited a Turkish family who owned a small restaurant in the city. they had been assaulted well over 80 times.
So you have to explain to the Germans that they really have a problem here. You understand? The Foreign Office visits us and tells us, please, please stay. If you go, then the other foreigners will also get chased away from here. In 98 we open here. In 98 they came and pissed on the tables and insulted us. And then there was an incident and they vandalized everything. We fought back and they fought back. After that day, every day there has been something. This city has declared moral bankruptcy. It is unable to protect its citizens.
Our last stop was a little town in the north of Germany.
Jetzt ist die Zeit.